You think waking up at 2 a.m. is just a normal part of getting older. It is not. If you are over 60 and your eyes are snapping open in the middle of the night, your own bedroom, the place you feel safest, is actively hijacking your body's most critical survival systems. I'm Dr. James Cole, and what I see in my patients every single day is this. The innocent mistakes people make in the middle of the night are silently destroying their cortisol balance, stripping years from their health, and locking them into a cycle of exhaustion that no prescription has ever fully broken. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 7 hidden reasons your sleep is broken, reasons most doctors never have time to explain, and the exact biological switches you need to flip today to shut down those 2 a.m. wake-ups for good. Every single one of them is fixable. If you are ready, let's start right now. Here is what is actually happening in your body at 2 a.m., and once you see it, you will never look at nighttime waking the same way again. Your body produces a hormone called cortisol. You've heard of it. Most people call it the stress hormone, but that undersells it. Cortisol is your body's internal alarm siren. It is the chemical that tells your brain to engage, to assess threats, to prepare for action. In a younger body, cortisol is disciplined. It stays low and quiet all night long and then begins rising slowly around 5 or 6 in the morning, a gentle biological nudge toward wakefulness at a civilized hour. But in adults over 60, particularly those carrying chronic stress or who have already been battling poor sleep, that cortisol alarm stops being disciplined. It starts jumping the gun. Instead of 6 a.m., the surge fires at 3 a.m., sometimes 2, and the instant cortisol spikes, your brain does the only thing it knows how to do with that signal. It wakes up, fully, completely. Because that is its job. You did not wake up because something is wrong with you. You woke up because your body's alarm is misfiring at the wrong time. The clock inside you has been shifted and nobody told you. But here is the part that makes it so much worse, and this is the trap almost everyone falls into. The moment you realize it's 2 a.m., your cortisol spikes again. Because now your brain isn't just awake, it is in crisis. It is problem solving. What do I have to do tomorrow? How wrecked am I going to feel? How many nights in a row has this been? Your nervous system has now fully shifted into threat response mode. And here is the brutal biological truth. Your body cannot be in threat response mode and sleep recovery mode at the same time. They are mutually exclusive states, neurologically incompatible, which is why the harder you try to force sleep, the more impossibly awake you become. You are not failing at sleep. You are fighting your own body with the wrong weapons. And the right weapons start right now. The single worst thing you can do at 2 in the morning is look at that clock. I know, it sounds almost insultingly simple, but stay with me because the mechanism here is real. The second your eyes see that number, your brain snaps from passive wakefulness into active calculation. It starts building tomorrow. It starts projecting fatigue, failure, consequences. That mental activity fires neural arousal, which is the precise biological opposite of what needs to happen for you to sleep. And once that loop starts, it feeds itself like a fire with fresh oxygen. Each thought pulls in another. Each worry pumps out more cortisol. Each minute on the clock makes the next minute harder. So here is what you are going to do. Cover your clock. Face your phone down. Eliminate the time from your field of vision entirely. You are not avoiding reality. You are removing a cortisol trigger from your environment. When your brain cannot see the time, it cannot run the math. It cannot build the catastrophe. The alarm will tell you when it's time to be awake. Until then, every second you spend watching that clock is a second you are actively sabotaging your own nervous system. This one change alone has helped people cut their nighttime wake periods by 20 to 30 minutes within the first week. Not because they magically slept better, because they stopped pouring fuel on the fire. Clock covered? Good. But here's the thing. Covering the clock won't do anything if you don't pair it with what comes next. Because right now, your cortisol is still elevated. Your nervous system is still on red alert. And there is one 2-minute technique that directly shuts that system down at the source. And it doesn't cost a single dollar. Do exactly this with me, right now. Breathe in through your nose, slowly. 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now breathe out through your mouth. Longer than the inhale. 6 to 8 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, 4 in, 6 to 8 out. This is not deep breathing for relaxation. This is a direct biological intervention. Here is exactly what is happening inside you as you do it. Running alongside your spine is a nerve so powerful it connects your brain to nearly every major organ in your body. It is called the vagus nerve, and it is the master switch of your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and recovery system. When your exhale is longer than your inhale, That specific breathing pattern sends a direct activation signal to the vagus nerve. And when the vagus nerve fires, it applies a physical brake to your cortisol response. Your heart rate drops, neural firing quiets, the chemistry of threat begins to dissolve. You are not relaxing by willpower. You are chemically shifting your nervous system from alarm mode into recovery mode. 2 minutes, that is all it takes. Not an app. Not a pill. Not 45 minutes of meditation. 2 minutes of 4 counts in, 6 to 8 counts out, and your body begins moving in the direction of sleep. Do this before anything else. Before the phone, before getting up, before a single anxious thought is allowed to take hold. Give your biology the signal it needs. Those first 2 secrets are for right now. But secrets 3 through 7? Those are about what was already done to you earlier tonight, and what you are going to do differently starting tomorrow. And secret 3 involves a mistake that is happening in almost every bedroom in America right now. A mistake that is stealing your deep sleep 1 degree at a time. I need to tell you about Dorothy. Dorothy is 73 years old, retired school teacher, grandmother of 6. She came to me after 6 years of not sleeping through the night. She had tried 3 different prescription medications. She had a full shelf of supplements. She had done everything her pharmacist, her doctor, and 3 different internet articles had told her to do. Nothing lasted more than 2 weeks. When I asked her to describe her bedroom at night, she said, "It's comfortable, it's warm, it's cozy." And right there, in that one word, was the answer. Your body has a non-negotiable biological requirement for deep sleep that almost nobody outside a sleep lab talks about. To enter and sustain slow-wave sleep, the deep, restorative sleep that actually repairs your body, consolidates your memory, and regulates your hormones, your core body temperature must drop by 1 to 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Not maybe, not ideally, it must. This cooling trigger is hardwired into the architecture of human sleep. Without it, your brain never fully descends. It hovers, it fragments, it surfaces at 2 a.m. every single night. And here's the problem. Most American bedrooms sit between 70 and 74 degrees at night. Your body is trying to execute a mandatory temperature drop, and your thermostat is actively fighting it. Your target is 65 to 68 degrees. Start at 70 and drop it by 1 degree every few nights. And pair this with the following. 90 minutes before bed, take a warm shower or bath. When you step out into the cooler air, your body aggressively pushes heat to your skin's surface to release it. Your core temperature plunges, faster and deeper than it ever would on its own. That sudden drop fires one of the most powerful sleep onset signals in human biology. Dorothy, bedroom at 67 degrees, warm bath 90 minutes before bed. Day 5, she called my office, 5.5 hours, straight through, for the first time since her husband passed. That is not a miracle. That is a thermostat and a bathtub. But here's what I need to tell you next, because even if you fix your bedroom temperature tonight, there is something happening in your living room every evening that is chemically screaming at your brain that it is high noon, and completely destroying any chance of natural, timely sleep. And almost nobody realizes it. Right now, the LED bulbs in your ceiling are lying to your brain, not metaphorically, literally. The light they produce sits in the blue-white spectrum, the exact same wavelength as direct midday sunlight. And when that frequency of light hits your eyes after 8 p.m., it sends a single, crystal-clear message to the master clock in your brain. It is noon. Do not release sleep hormones. The day is not over. Your brain was preparing to signal your body for sleep. It was building a hormone called melatonin. Not the supplement, but the real thing. The one your body makes naturally. The one that tells every cell in your system that night has arrived. And your living room ceiling light was overriding that signal. Completely. In real time. Every single evening. The fix is 30 seconds. After 8 p.m., turn off the overhead lights. Switch to floor lamps or table lamps with warm amber bulbs. Look for bulbs labeled 2700 Kelvin or lower. That warm amber light sits in a completely different spectrum, one that does not trigger melatonin suppression. Your brain's sleep signal can finally build the way it was designed to. This change alone shifts sleep onset earlier by 30 to 45 minutes in the first week, and it costs less than a trip to the hardware store. But lighting is only part of the chemical story, because right now, there is a mineral being systematically robbed from your body, by your food, and possibly by the very medications meant to keep you healthy, and without it, your brain physically cannot switch off at night. This next secret is the one that changes everything for people who thought they had tried everything. I want you to understand something that your last doctor's appointment almost certainly did not cover, because a 15-minute slot and a prescription pad leave no room for this conversation. Your brain has a chemical system designed specifically to quiet itself at night. It is called GABA, your nervous system's natural off switch. GABA is what slows the racing thoughts, dims the mental noise, and finally allows your brain to power down for real. And to activate that system, your brain needs one specific mineral, magnesium. Here is where it gets infuriating. Research consistently shows that somewhere between 40 and 60% of older adults are not getting enough magnesium, not because they are neglecting their diets, because the mineral has been quietly disappearing from the modern food supply for decades. Soil depletion, food processing, the entire industrial chain, all of it has stripped magnesium out of the foods that used to be rich in it. And on top of that, common medications prescribed to seniors, certain blood pressure drugs, acid reflux medications, drain magnesium from the body as a side effect that almost nobody mentions at the pharmacy counter. The result? Your brain's off switch is running on low batteries. The racing thoughts at 3 a.m., the physical exhaustion paired with a mind that refuses to stop, the sensation of never quite reaching truly deep sleep. These are frequently not psychological problems. They are the symptom of a stolen mineral. And you can take it back. The form your body actually absorbs for sleep is magnesium glycinate, not the oxide form you'll find in cheap supplements, which passes right through you. 200 to 400 milligrams, 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Talk with your doctor first, especially if you have any kidney concerns. But if this conversation has never happened, now you have the words to start it. And paired with that, here is what I call the brain's own sleep medicine factory. There is a tart, ruby red juice that has been quietly sitting in the refrigerated section of your grocery store doing something remarkable. Tart cherry juice, and I mean genuine, unsweetened tart cherry juice, contains a specific combination of compounds that forces your body to manufacture its own melatonin, not supplement melatonin from a bottle, your body's real, natural sleep signal, produced on demand. It contains natural melatonin, tryptophan, and an enzyme that prevents tryptophan from breaking down before it converts, meaning your brain gets the full raw material it needs to build its own sleep chemistry from scratch. 8 ounces in the morning, 8 ounces 1 hour before bed. Unsweetened, because the blood sugar spike from added sugar will destabilize your sleep architecture more than the cherries can fix. 2 minerals and 1 juice. Not a medicine cabinet, a grocery list. But here's what I saved for last. Because this is the one thing you can do tomorrow morning in 10 minutes that sets the entire biological cascade for tomorrow night. And it is the secret that almost nobody connects to their sleep because it happens 14 hours before bedtime. Deep inside your brain, there is a structure the size of a grain of rice that controls your entire sleep-wake cycle. Every single morning, it needs one thing to set its clock accurately for the coming day. Direct natural light through your eyes within the first hour of waking. When it gets that light, it sets a precise biological countdown. 14 to 16 hours from that moment, not 13, not 17, but 14 to 16, it will fire the hormonal cascade that triggers your evening sleep signal. It is that exact. When it does not get that light, when you wake up and stay inside in a dim bedroom or a shaded kitchen, the countdown either never starts or starts late and fires weak. Your melatonin that night is mistimed, insufficient, and you lie awake at 11 p.m. wondering why sleep refuses to come, with no idea that the problem was sealed at 7 that morning. Here is what will stop you from using this as an excuse. You do not need sunshine. On a fully overcast, gray, cloudy morning, the light intensity outside is still 10 to 50 times more powerful than any lamp inside your home. You need outside. That is it. 10 minutes, within the first hour of waking. If mobility or weather genuinely prevents it, sit right next to a large south-facing window or use a 10,000 lux light therapy lamp for 20 minutes while you drink your coffee. 10 minutes in the morning in exchange for 5 to 7 hours at night. That is the most favorable trade in all of preventive medicine. There is one final thing I need to tell you, and it may be the hardest to hear, because if you have been struggling with this for months or years, there is a real chance your own bed is now working against you. Your brain runs entirely on pattern recognition. If the pattern in your nervous system is enter bedroom, become awake, lie there anxious for 2 hours, your brain will begin firing that pattern the moment your head touches the pillow. Not because you're doing anything wrong, because you have accidentally trained it to. This has a name, conditioned arousal. and it develops in anyone who has spent significant time lying awake in the place that is supposed to be their refuge. Think of Robert, 68 years old, retired contractor from Texas. Big man, no nonsense, proud of never needing much. He came to me after 2 years of waking up the second his wife turned off the light. His own bedroom had become a trigger. The moment his brain recognized that environment, it lit up like a system coming online. The fix has one core rule, and it is not negotiable. Your bed is for sleep only. No phone, no television, no lying there in the dark, running mental replays of the day. Your brain must relearn exactly one association. Bed means sleep, nothing else. And the most important instruction, if you are awake in bed for more than 20 minutes, get up, leave the room, go somewhere quiet and dim, read something calm, sit with warm tea, stay there until you feel genuine, heavy, undeniable sleepiness, and then, only then, return to bed. The first week will feel like torture. You will be out of bed more than in it. Hold the line, because every single time you leave the bed while awake, you are deleting one more entry in your brain's file of bed equals wakefulness. You are rewriting the code. Most people see a real lasting shift in 2 to 3 weeks, and unlike a pill, which stops working the night you stop taking it, this change is permanent because you are not medicating a symptom. You are dismantling the system that created it. Let me give you something you can actually use, because a list of ideas that never becomes action is worthless. Tonight, cover your clock before you get into bed. Set your bedroom to 67 degrees. Take a warm shower 90 minutes before sleep. Do 4-count inhale, 6 to 8-count exhale breathing for 2 full minutes before you close your eyes. If you wake in the night, do not look at the time. Just breathe. Tomorrow morning, get outside within the first hour of waking. 10 minutes. Set the timer. Gray sky, drizzle, cold, none of it matters. Be outside. Tomorrow evening, overhead lights off after 8 p.m., amber lamps only. 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate 30 minutes before bed. 8 ounces of tart cherry juice 1 hour before sleep. You do not have to do all 7 perfectly from day 1. Pick the 2 that feel most urgent to you and start there. The biology compounds. Each fix reinforces the next. Give it 2 weeks, and you will feel a shift you did not think was still available to you. Broken sleep is not your inheritance. It is not what the rest of your life has to look like. Your body still knows how to sleep deeply and fully. It has simply been given the wrong conditions, the wrong signals, and the wrong information. Fix the conditions, give it the right signals, and watch what it remembers how to do. Now I want to hear from you. Of all 7 secrets we covered tonight, which one genuinely shocked you the most? Was it the stolen mineral draining out of your body through your blood pressure medication? The living room light screaming noon at your hormones every single evening? Or was it that the whole catastrophe might have started that morning before your first cup of coffee? Tell me in the comments right now. I read every single one, and your answer tells me exactly what to cover next. I'm Dr. James Cole. Your sleep is worth fighting for. Good night.